So I got asked to do an update video on the Swamp Rat specifically, but I figured if I'm going to do an update video, I'm going to do it on all the knives I reviewed. And I'm going to be talking about 4 main talking points. We got blade durability, blade performance, edge retention, and my personal thoughts on the blade. The first thing I reviewed was the K-bar, and for durability, it didn't pass, obviously. It snapped right at the tang here, because it's a partial tang, and then my friend was batoning with it through a log and it snapped. On the website it says you're not supposed to baton with it, but if you're going to go out and camp with a knife and you want to split wood, well, I'd choose something else than this classic K-bar. The blade performance in general, you could baton with it to try to cut through stuff. Again, they don't recommend it because this stuff happens. Or you could try to hack with it. I was chopping with this blade, and it did fair. It's just really light. Actually, if this was the worst chopper out of the 3 blades I'm going to show you. Worst chopper because it's so light, and then I batoned well for a while until it snapped. And then for the edge, durability wise, like if you look at the edge, it did pretty good on that. There was no damage really, no chipping there at all, and the coating, it came off a little bit, but that's what happens when you use your knives. Performance wise, as I said, it wasn't the greatest chopper. When I had to do finer work, it was fair as well. I'm gonna be honest with you, I had trouble getting this thing to hold an edge. Like, I sharpened my other knives and I can shave with them. I'm running my finger across and that's how dull it is. I just could not sharpen me for the life of me. I tried several times, and I got a good stone too, and I know how to sharpen a knife. I just could not do it with this one. I don't know why. I just couldn't do it. So the finer stuff, this knife was dull in comparison to my other knives, and my personal thoughts on it, I would not get another K-bar like this, at least not this model, and I would not recommend it. And also, if you were batoning it, because of the clip point, it kind of messed up your baton stick. I'm sure people had better luck with it than I did. I did not have it, was not impressed. Would not get this again, and would not recommend it. So that is the update on the K-bar. The second video I did was the Swamp Rat. The update on this is it's still a beast. Blade durability. The coatings came off a little bit via batoning. Baton there. Baton there. The edge, there's really no damage to it. There is a very small microchip. I don't know if you can see it right here. Right there. But I don't even know if the camera can pick it up. I think I hit a rock by accident. And then it's a 1/4 inch thick, so you have to try real hard to break this if you want to look at comparison. That's the thickness difference. And the handle's holding together. This is one solid piece of steel. Durability wise, it's supreme. Blade performance, because of the extra thickness, it has extra weight for when you chop, and that really comes in handy. And I was able to chop through a lot of stuff with this, and that's just chopping like a hatchet, or you could hit it at the end. Either way, you're gonna get through it. So that way, performance was great. And then with the finer stuff, this thing was razor sharp. I could shave with this, and it keeps the edge really well. Even through a lot of work, it's still pretty sharp. It gets dulls over time if you're going to be hacking with it, but it keeps the edge really good. And then for the finer work, the finger toil, it's sharp, so you can still do the fine work that you have to do. The one complaint I would say about this, though, is because it's so thick, when you have to do that finer stuff, it doesn't cut as well as the Thug because the Thug's a little bit thinner. I think it's just the angles. But yeah, if you're wondering if I still like the Swamp Rat, the answer is yes, I do. This is my primary camping knife, and I would recommend it. And after having this, my brother's got one now. Then my roommate's thinking about getting one, and then my other friend that I went camping with, who actually broke my K-bar, his name's Matt, he's thinking about getting one as well. And then basically everyone I go camping with, and they pull the Swamp Rat to go work with it, and you know, they say, hey, let me try that. Okay, they're all like, they really like it, and some of them buy it, some of them are considering buying it. So if that's any food for thought, well, there it goes. And then the last review I did was of this is the Ron Hood's Thug. Durability wise, it's good, but at the same time there's some not so good. So here there's some damage to the back of the blade where I was hitting the Swamp Rat with it because I wanted to get something done. So you can see this damage there. And if you're wondering what happened to the Swamp Rat when I did that, that's what happened. It just chipped the coating, but there's no dents. That's how tough this Swamp Rat is. And this guy's, I guess, softer metal or something. And then there's a chip here. You can see that. Another chip here. And that was just through wood. Wasn't doing. And there's a little bit of a chip, like a little divot there. So it's durability wise, I mean, it's still in one piece. This is just superficial damage. But there is damage. It's not as tough as a Swamp Rat. Blade performance as a chopper. It actually does a decent job chopping. It's a little light, which is something I didn't like. If I'm going to be chopping with it, the extra heft really comes in handy. But if you're going to baton with it, it works great. If you're going to chop with it, you can do it. This is hollow inside. I kind of wish it wasn't, so you have more heft. For the finer stuff, like making a camp stake or something, this actually works really good as a carver. This thing is razor sharp, and it stays razor sharp. This thing keeps an edge very well, and for the finer carving stuff, this actually performed better than the Swamp Rat. I think it's just because it's a thinner blade, and I think it's got a different grind technically. I think this one's I think the Swamp Rat would be considered a hollow ground. I think this one's a saber or flat grind. So I think that's what that's called, but for the finer stuff, this one worked a lot better. My personal thoughts, would I recommend this blade? Yeah. I'm looking at the Tops Dart. It's very similar to this, it's just a little bit heavier duty. And overall, I like the blade shape, I like the design, I like the almost cookery style, but just the only thing I don't like about this blade is like the durability, the chips here, and then the weight. I just wish it had more weight. But I would recommend the knife, though. Anyways, that's the updated video per request of one of my viewers. And hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Would recommend. Would recommend. Would not recommend. Bye.